Buying your first home is such an exciting experience, even though it can be an expensive one. But that doesn't mean that there aren't clever ways to save money along with the home buying process. Knowledge is power in the home buying journey, and as you understand all of the expenses that come along with the process, it's easier to see where you can save money. So let's get right into it. The first way to save money when buying a home is buy during the slow season. Because most home buyers typically look in the spring and summer months for their home purchase, these are also typically the most expensive months to buy a house. Think about it. How many of you are interested in potentially buying a house at the same time that kids are out of school to make a move easier? I know from personal experience of moving between 7 states, there's nothing worse as a child than getting pulled out of school halfway through the year, having to leave your friends and then start again midway through the year at a new school. It's just never fun. So because of that and because of job relocations, spring and summer are typically the most expensive months for home buyers. Of course, this does depend a little bit on your personal market. Because of this, purchasing your home in the winter could save you some money. In the wintertime, you will see homes sit on the market for longer. You're going to see less multiple offer situations, and sellers are going to be motivated. They're going to want to sell their home. So what does this mean for you as a buyer? It means that you're going to get a better deal. You're either going to get potentially a reduction in the sales price. You're going to experience less competition for the home and crazy terms because there's going to be fewer buyers in the market, and you might be able to negotiate additional items like getting your closing costs covered. The next best thing that you can do to save money while buying a home is improve your credit score. Your credit score directly impacts your interest rate and the lender fees that you pay. It also impacts what loans are available to you. By taking the time to improve your credit score before buying a house or starting the home buying process, you could save yourself thousands of dollars over the lifetime of your loan by getting a better interest rate and overall better borrowing terms for your loan. Just remember, the higher your credit score is, the lower your interest rate is going to be, which means the lower your monthly payment is going to be, which means more money in your pocket, which is what you know we're all about on this channel. Now, I hesitated to put this one in here. Another way that you can save money when buying a house is negotiating your closing costs. Now, let me explain, because I have some feelings towards this. We've talked about it before. Closing costs add up when buying a home. I completely was already under contract on my first home before I even knew that closing costs were a thing, which was dangerous. I wish I had a YouTube channel at that point back in 2018 to follow, because goodness, I needed some help. Closing costs add up quickly, and as you know from other videos on my channel, they typically can be about 3% of your loan. So they are a big expense. Sometimes these fees can be negotiable. So the first thing I would recommend you do is ask your lender for a breakdown of your expected closing costs. Then you can also say, are any of these things negotiable, or can they be waived? It never hurts to ask, and sometimes they may be able to. Now, you may also be able to negotiate with the seller to get some of your closing costs covered. I want you to take into consideration that I said may. There are times that I can easily get 100% of my clients' closing costs covered by the seller of the home. This would be situations, like I mentioned before, when my clients are buying in potentially an off season, or where we aren't seeing multiple offers on a home. But this is very specific to your market and how hot the market is at the time you are trying to buy. Because if it is a multiple offer situation, or if the market is very hot and homes are selling quickly, and for top dollar, the sellers are not going to pay your closing costs. As a home buyer, it doesn't come by default. This is something that has to be negotiated in, and a term that the seller would have to agree to. So it doesn't hurt to talk with your agent and see if you can negotiate some money from the seller to your closing costs. Ultimately, I would say talk with your agent, see if they advise that in your current market. And if they say yes, then go for it, because who wants to pay closing costs? Nobody. This is a great way to save money, but it dramatically impacts on your market and the activity. When you get a loan, home insurance is going to be required. But did you know that home insurance quotes literally on the same house from different companies can differ by hundreds of dollars a year? They do. I can tell you confidently, every time I have personally priced home insurance for my own house, I am floored by how different the quotes come back and what differences they have in them. So a huge thing to consider when you are going to buy your first house is compare your home insurance options and shop around for the best deal. As long as you have the minimum coverage that your lender is going to require, you can pick any carrier for your home insurance that you want. Now with this, there may be certain discounts available. Some of these companies love it when you bundle your home, your auto, your life insurance all together, and you can get a discount that way. Otherwise, another option is don't just reach out to the big insurance companies that you see on TV, commercial, running ads on the internet, but also potentially reach out to some local to your area insurance brokers. These insurance brokers are going to be able to price different insurance premiums from different carriers. So they're going to be able to really show you what your different options are for coverage and what those premiums are. You really could be leaving extra money on the table if you don't take the time to call around, shop for the best home insurance rate that you possibly can. Even if you love homes and you love the idea of becoming a first-time home buyer, nobody likes home repairs. I can confidently tell you that. And one way that you can potentially save some money, if you are not the most handy person who is kind of concerned about what home maintenance looks like over time, is that you can get a home warranty. Now, a home warranty is different than a home insurance. Home insurance covers mainly like the structure of your home. Depending on your policy, it may also cover some of your personal items within it, but your home insurance isn't going to cover things like your appliances or even some of your systems, like your HVAC system, for example. A home warranty will come in and cover those items. So, in my opinion, how I kind of explain it to my clients is that a home warranty is kind of the bridge between home insurance and what you would have to come out of pocket for to cover. For example, if your AC condenser goes out, your home insurance isn't going to cover that. That could be a $5,000 expense. That's one, expensive. Two, it's going to be a headache to find a contractor, get the quotes, potentially be without AC for a little bit. When you buy a home, you know that there's no way that you can 100% prevent costly repair items. They just happen. But having a home warranty can help with those items that do pop up. So how a home warranty works is if you are in a market where you have the upper hand as a buyer, like we were talking about earlier, you can actually ask the seller in your offer to pay for a home warranty for you for 1 year, which would cover some of those items. And then if something were to go wrong, you would just call the home warranty company, and for a small service fee, usually I see $75 to $100, they would come out and either repair what's broken, or if they can't repair it, they'll replace it. So it's a great extra warranty to have on your home, essentially, and the things that are in it. Now, not all sellers, because of the market differences, are going to be able to cover a home warranty or want to do that. If they don't, you can enroll yourself in these as a home buyer. Now, typically the cost for these home warranties is, I would say, anywhere between $500 to $700 a year. Now, this can be paid upfront just for the full year if you want, or many of these home warranty plans also have a monthly payment method where you can pay them, $50 a month and you will be covered. Then you just call them, and if you need to make a service call and they come out and they fix something, it'd be like $100 rather than having to hassle with like contractors and getting quotes and all that stuff. So it's kind of like another little insurance, if you will, for you as a home buyer, especially if you are less handy or you just want some extra peace of mind knowing that you're not going to be out potentially like thousands of dollars if something big were to break down. So a home warranty can be a great way to save money in the event that something were to go wrong in your first few years of owning a home. If there's anything that I want you guys to understand, that preparation is everything. Before you ever buy a house, it's so important to understand what all your options are as a first-time home buyer. The more you know, the better you'll be able to prepare, and then the more money you'll be able to save as a buyer. For more content like this that helps you learn how to buy a house, the smart way to do it, and of course, ways to save you money, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. If you have additional questions about buying a house or other ways that you can think of saving money throughout the process, please share them in the comments below. Let's help each other out. I'm Nicole, Arkansas real estate broker, with videos to help you find your way home, and I will see you in the next one.